camera so I can say quick hello. Now you guys can see me, you can hear me. Just type in the chat that you can see and hear me well so that way we can get started. I can see we got Norway in the house, we got Charlotte in the house. Where's everybody from? Cyprus in the house. Perfect. Awesome. So guys, welcome to our webinar. My name is Efrosyni. I'm going to be your presenter for the next 25 to 30 minutes or so. Chances are if you're on this webinar right now, you're either watching it live or you're probably going to watch a recorded version of this webinar. And maybe it's because a friend of yours called you excited or sent you a text going, I got something really cool to show you. Well, funnily enough, 9 years ago, I was in a similar spot like you. Originally from Cyprus, grew up in Australia, was living in London, and like most people was doing the 40-40-40 plan, you know, work 40 hours a week. Actually, I was doing a crazy plan. I was working 80 to 100 hours a week so I can build my freedom, but I was definitely doing it the wrong way because I kept on working and not feeling like I was getting anywhere. But my brother invited me to a similar presentation like I'm going to share with you now 9 years ago. And all of a sudden, I could see light at the end of the tunnel. So when I saw what I'm about to see, I saw two different parts of it. I saw one, holidays. I think everybody likes holidays. I mean, right now, you're probably on this webinar. You don't even know what we're going to talk about. But if I tell you, where would you love to go on holidays? Tell me some places that you guys would love to go on holidays. I want to hear from you guys. And I bet there's a whole list in everybody's mind of the places that they want to go to. Bora Bora. Ben, whoever you are, you have expensive taste, but I like it. Fiji. Yes, I love Fiji. Fiji is actually the happiest people I've ever met in my life were in Fiji. Europe, Bibi's like anywhere in Europe. Awesome. It's funny, like everybody has a long list of places they want to go to, but what's usually stopping people? Time or money. Well, that's going to be the second part that I'm going to talk about is how you can apply the second part to what I'm going to share with you to give you back your time or to help you build an additional income. If you choose to, that can give you more choices. And the name of our company, guys, is called World Ventures. The slogan of our company is making a living. And that's what I saw 9 years ago. And literally because of this vehicle I'm going to share with you now, I applied exactly what my mentor told me to do. 13 months later, I was able to create enough money part-time to live my full-time job. This is what I do now. I literally travel the world, and I'll share some of my stories later on. But what I'm most passionate about is helping other people do the same thing. So at the core of our company is the world's biggest VIP travel and lifestyle club called Dream Trips. And what our company does is that they source holidays at wholesale prices because we have the huge buying power of over 2 million customers around the world. And as our club gets bigger and bigger and bigger, at the same time, our deals get more competitive because the buying power is becoming so much more powerful. Now, our club works in many different ways, in 3 different ways that I'm going to share with you. But what's really important to know is that we're one of the world's most award-winning travel clubs. In fact, if you go to the worldtravelawards.com, and feel free to do that straight after this, and search Dream Trips, you'll see we've won dozens of awards over the last few years, from World's Leading Travel Club, World's Leading Booking Engine, and the list goes on. I'll tell you what always makes me laugh. One of the airlines that I usually fly with from Australia to Europe is Etihad. And Etihad, right before we're literally about to take off, and they come onto the PA system or the intercom system, and they say, an Etihad airline is very proud to announce that in 2014, we won the world's leading airline for the World Travel Awards. And I'm thinking in my head, you're excited about one. We're excited because we've won over 30-something awards. So that's a pretty big deal. Now, why are we winning all these different awards? There's 3 ways to travel with World Ventures, okay, or Dream Trips. First way is our booking engine. So our booking engine is great, but it's a little bit like when you go to to a restaurant, you have your starter, you have your signature course, and then you have your dessert. Our starter is our booking engine. You can book anything from flights, hotels, car rentals, villas, condos, cruises, literally you name it. But two unique differences. First, you get net rates. So whatever a company gets in terms of pricing, those savings get passed on to us as some of the benefits for being a member. Two, we have the price pledge, which essentially means that if you were to book a flight or a hotel through your booking engine, and on the same day you go and find it like for like cheaper anywhere else, our company will give you 110% of the difference back. Okay? Minimum $30 difference, because otherwise it's just not worth the admin. If it's like $8 difference, doesn't really make sense. Now, as cool as that is, that's not our signature dish. Our signature dish is called Dream Trips. This is our core product, and Dream Trips membership covers your partner or a special, a friend, if you want to take a different friend at every single Dream Trip until you find the right special person. That's cool too. And any kids under the age of 18. We do thousands of Dream Trips every single year. And the Dream Trips are bucket list destinations. Like you said, in terms of Fiji, it's one of the destinations we cover. We've done Dream Trips to Bora Bora, all around Europe. I'm going to show you some of the examples shortly to give you an idea. Now, Disneyland, Disney World is pretty much on everybody's bucket list. This is in Paris, Disneyland. 5 days, 4 nights. Now, all the hotels that we use for Dream Trips is 4- and 5-star hotel quality. We're not about cheap and cheerful, guys. We're all about offering great experiences at affordable prices. So it's enabling you essentially by being a member of the club for your dollar to go further. So, for example, if we have a look at this one in Paris, 5 days, 4 nights, staying at the Holiday Inn, it includes a 3-day 2-park Disneyland pass. So you got the Disneyland park and the Walt Disney Studios park on top of that. So you got entrance to that for 3 days. That is worth a lot in itself. A welcome reception, so you can meet other members on the Dream Trip and make some cool friends if you choose to. And on top of that, 4 breakfast and 1 dinner. Now you can see $479 is our member price. However, we also have our own loyalty program where you can apply points. 1 point is $1 to deduct off the cost of the Dream Trip. So, for example, we can actually apply up to 151 points per person on this one, which means your price is just $328 per person for 4 nights in Disneyland. Now, some people go, are flights included? I'm like, well, for that price, of course not. Because for one thing, it depends where you're coming from. See, right now we've got people from Europe on this webinar, but we've got people from the US. So the company, once you book a Dream Trip, automatically will take you to a different page, and it will say to you, would you like to add flights to that? Would you like to add car rental to that? And you can literally add all these extras to customize your own package. Now, I'll tell you what's really cool. If you're in the US right now and you're watching, this webinar, you might not want to come for 5 days over to Europe for a Dream Trip. You might turn around and say, you know what, I'm going to do a Dream Trip in Paris, and then I'll attach one in Italy, and then I'm going to combine the two, and I'll spend 2 weeks, for example, if I come to Europe. So those are the flexibilities of Dream Trips. Now, Japan, amazing destination. Japan is actually one of the most expensive countries in the world as well. This is in Osaka, beautiful place, lots of culture, lots of history. And as you can see, this one is 5 days, 4 nights, staying at a 5-star hotel. The platinum inclusions include 1 day pass to Universal Studios. China, I had the pleasure of going to Beijing, to the Great Wall of China. I've also been to Hong Kong. Wow, I've been to Macau. I've been to a few places around China and all around Asia. And what was really cool is going to China, being able to see the Great Wall of China. That was definitely a bucket list destination. So this also includes a show, and it's a Sichuan opera show, which is phenomenal to actually watch. Gold Coast, Australia, a bit closer to my heart. I spent most of my life in Australia. The Gold Coast It's as beautiful as you see it in the pictures. I was at the Gold Coast literally 2 weeks ago. And Gold Coast is like the Las Vegas of Australia. You can probably hear my Australian accent. If I have a beer, I sound more Australian, funnily enough. Now, this one here, staying at the Crown Plaza, $299 per person after you take off the points. Guys, you can get about one night at this hotel for that price without any extras, let alone 4 days, 3 nights. So you get the idea. You know, we do dream trips all around the world, thousands per year. We even do voluntourism dream trips. So if you love to give back, at the heart of our company is our foundation. And we've built schools in Guatemala. We've built orphanages all around the world. And in fact, Oprah Winfrey featured us in her magazine for the difference that we made on the local education system. Now, this is the dessert. This is the third way to travel with World Ventures, which is called Anytime Escapes or Screaming Deals, you know, depending which one you like best. And these are literally 5 days, 4 nights dream trips. These are not like a normal dream trip where on a normal dream trip, you actually get a host on the dream trip. And this is when people sometimes see the dream trips, all they see is the price. But what they don't see is the quality of the experience. So I'll give you an example. My trip to Beijing, I'll show you a picture in a little bit. We actually had the pleasure of going with the owner of the company, Mr. Wayne Nugent. And what happened is that, I don't know about you, but when I go on holidays, the one thing that I like the least is when you get to a place that you really want to see, and then you see a queue of thousands of people in the front of the place. And, you know, and that's what happened in the Great Wall of China. And inside my head, I'm actually beginning to question, how bad do I really want to see it? Because it was quite hot that day as well. But because we're dream trips and we do a lot of dream trips there, our bus, our air-conditioned bus, went straight past the queue of all the people to a separate VIP entrance where the celebrities got to, because they had a picture of Jackie Chan there as well. We went straight up, no queuing, amazing experience. And then we had a beautiful traditional lunch afterwards. They had a party for us at a Mongolian restaurant because Beijing is very close to Mongolia. And of course, a host on the dream trip that's there to look after you. I mean, how much would you pay for that experience? Transfers from the airport, private check-in, upgraded rooms. All of that costs us about $359 per person for 4 days, 3 nights. It's crazy. The Screaming Deals or the Anytime Escapes, there's no host. It's literally just the accommodation, different places around the world, some of them all inclusive, some of them with just some meals. So if we have a look at this one, this is in Punta Cana, 5 days, 4 nights, all inclusive. Now, this is the presidential suites, which I hear amazing things about from one of our team members that actually spend their honeymoon there. Now, check this out. This is on a private beach. The best online price at the time it was put together is $360. You get it for $275. You can also apply points off it. So essentially, once you take off the points, it's $225 per person for 5 days, 4 nights, all inclusive. So that's like $50 per day for all inclusive. I know some of my Australian friends will definitely get their money's worth on the first day. More in the Dominican Republic. This is an amazing resort. It's so big. You need a golf cart to get around the resort with 3 championship golf courses. And this is, check this price out. Normally close to $1,500 on booking.com. Our price $450. I could stop right there and people would be excited about that. But you can also apply 75 points and it leaves you with $375. And we literally just launched Europe recently as well. So we've got this all around the world, guys. We've actually got a dream trip coming up. There's a whole bunch of us and our team going on this dream trip to Pisa to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Apparently we've got to get in quick because it just keeps on leaning. So we don't know how much longer it's going to keep leaning. Check this out. Full day Florence tour, Pisa walking tour, breakfast every day, 3-course lunch, 3-course dinner. And once you took off the points as well, it works out to like a couple of $100 per person. So how do you become a member of our club? There's 2 levels of membership you can join at. Gold is the entry level. Our most popular version is the platinum version. Gold is $280 US once in your life and $57 US per month. But I'll tell you something that's really cool. Once you pay the $280 US, you get $280 US equivalent back in points. 1 point is $1 to deduct off the cost of the dream trips. Now, on top of that, your monthly membership of $56 per month or $57 on your 12-month anniversary, you get all of that back again, dollar for dollar, to spend on dream trips. The platinum version, which is the most popular version, is everything you've seen, but on top of that, we get different platinum perks. So, I went to Phuket, we were platinum, there's a few gold members on the trip, and we had an extra day free, and they took us to Paradise Island. Now, the gold members were like, we want to upgrade. We don't want to miss out on that private trip to Paradise Island, where we had a beautiful beach all to ourselves, big blue banners, you should be here. In fact, people were like doing the, what do they call it? When you're in a parachute, but a boat is like pulling you across, parasailing. So we're having so much fun. We're having a blast, and the company threw that in for free if you were a platinum member. Plus, we also get platinum dream trips only that are not available to gold members, and we can apply more points towards our dream trips. Now, that membership, $480 US, again, you get 480 points back and $99 a month, which you get back on your 12-month anniversary. Now, of course, if you also share this with your friends and they buy a membership, either gold or platinum, we will also give you points towards your holidays. So the more friends you share with, the quicker you're going to be able to get to the point where you're earning your holidays. And I'm actually going to show you in a minute how you can get paid and go on holidays. Guys, I've done so many dream trips. In fact, on the bottom right, you can see we're actually standing in front of the Great Wall of China with the founder of the company. The guy with the biggest smile in that picture is our founder. Been to Prague, been to Cyprus. In fact, right now, I'm in Eastern Europe. Last weekend, I was in Germany. The week before, I was in London. The week before, I was in Australia for 2 weeks. Before that, I was in Barcelona. I went to Portugal. And this is just my travel in the last month. Now, some people hear and they go, oh my God, I don't have time to travel like you, Efrosyni. And I go, trust me, I get it. Me neither when I first got started. When I first got started, my version of having a holiday was going from London to Cyprus to see mom and dad and see grandma. Every 3-4 months, Cyprus, London is 5-hour flight, is like California to New York. And I'd go, I see the family and come back and work my butt off and go and do it again after a few months. I did not have the time to take the kind of holidays that I do, but I knew I wanted to. I knew I needed something different. So essentially, when I saw this presentation, as great as the first part was, this second part that I'm going to share with you, which is absolutely optional, but if you're in a situation like I was where you need something to change, whether it's financially, whether you need to get some of your time back, or maybe you need to give yourself a better quality of life. Whatever it is for you, same like I was, this second part was the part that opened up my mind to what life could be like when I was part of the right vehicle. And guys, here you have the opportunity to partner up with a multi-billion-dollar company. In fact, our company is almost 13 years old, and we've done, just in the last 3 years alone, we've done $2 billion in sales. And I'm telling you, when you talk about the biggest industry in the world, which is the travel industry, $8 trillion a year, that's pretty cool, but that's still like nothing compared to how big the size of the industry is. So we've got some pretty big goals as a company. And of course, with the right leadership, believe me, anything is possible. Now, you can partner up with the person that invited you, literally have a business that is international. All you need, this is my office, okay, mobile phone, smartphone or Samsung, now even like any other Android or iPhones, as long as you got a decent Wi-Fi, you can build this business from anywhere around the world. And to be a representative like the person that invited you, it's $100 once off and $20 a month. You get your own website. It's essentially in a business in a box. But we highlight to everybody that this is a business. You're going to get out whatever you put in. If you work hard, you'll get paid accordingly. If you treat it like a hobby, you'll get paid accordingly. So it comes down to your own goals. Now, how does the money work? Every single time you refer a friend to the club and they buy a membership, either gold or platinum, you get paid a commission. I will focus on platinum because most people do platinum. So if you refer a customer to the club and they buy the platinum membership, you get $50 direct commissions. Here's what happens if you refer 4, you do that within a 4-week period. Company's going to give you $400 Rovio bucks. Now, Rovio bucks is not like Dream Trip reward points where you can only apply them on dream trips. Rovio bucks, you can apply them on flights, on hotels, on car rental, on cruises, anything travel that pretty much you can book from our booking engine, you can use Rovio bucks for. So 4 sales in 4 weeks, you get $400 Rovio bucks. Something else happens though. When you make 4 sales, either gold or platinum, depending on whichever membership you are, if they buy the same membership as you, we as a company waive your monthly membership fees for the dream trips. So if it's like $60 a month almost for the gold or $100 a month for the platinum, and you refer 4 customers to the club, that becomes $0. That means your only expense to have a business and the membership after that is $20 a month. But this is not the end. This is just the beginning. On top of that, because you get commissions, you can have a look here on the board in terms of the breakdown of the different commissions. So as you can see, gold customer is $20, platinum is $50. If you make 3 sales within a 4-week period, you also get another bonus. So if you make 4 sales within a 4-week period, so you get $400 Rovio bucks, you get $800 Dream Trip reward points, and you get $500 in cash. So you pretty much almost made your money back. Now, if you get 6, you're definitely in profit. 6 in 4 weeks, you make $1,000 US and $1,200 in points and $400 in Rovio bucks. Guys, for a lot of people, a little bit of money, believe me, can go a long way. But this is just the beginning, okay? This is the starting blocks. We also have a passive income that starts kicking in, actually, until recently, was a senior rep. So a total team of 60 gold customers or 30 platinum customers. But we just literally launched another level where we pay residual income even earlier now. I'll show you in a second. But passive income, for those of you guys that may not be aware, passive income is the income you keep getting paid every single month for something you do once. I mean, this is a great example. Elvis Presley, he's been dead longer than I've been alive. His estate now makes more money passively than when he was alive. That's crazy. Now, I don't know about you, me personally, I cannot sing, okay? But I was buying real estate when I saw World Ventures, and I was making slightly less money than the first level of residual income from one of my properties in London that I spent £333,000 to buy. So when I saw this, I'm like, I don't care how long it's going to take me to get to that level. I know it's so much easier for me to get to that level rather than buying another property for a few £100,000. Now, my mentor said, see as far as you can see. When you get there, you'll be able to see further. Now, 9 years later, in fact, 13 months later, part-time, I was able to get to the level of marketing director. So average $4,000 US a month. That's when I left my job. That was in 2010, and I haven't looked back. And now in my organization, guys, I've got 19 IMDs. I've got a bunch of national marketing directors. I've got about 80 regional marketing directors, and I've lost track how many marketing directors, senior reps, and directors I have in my team. And I'll tell you what, believe me, I am nothing special, but I am really good photocopy machine. I'm just very careful who I photocopy. I always photocopy success, because you follow success, you will get success. Now, literally, we just launched another 3 levels as a company. Now our company is paying residual at 12-12. So 24 gold instead of 60 gold, or 12 platinums in your team. And guys, this is just the beginning. We've also launched a Wings and Wheels program. So get your 4 in 4 weeks. You get your wings. You can apply towards travel. time to fly. But when you start building a team as well, based on the volume of your team, our company will start paying you every single month, anywhere from a couple of $100 a month to $1,000 a month, every single month towards upgrading your car. As long as it's either an Audi, BMW, Mercedes, or a Lexus, because of course, you know, it's all about status. But if you don't want to buy a car, you can use the money for whatever you like as well. So one of the things that I remember that I said to my brother when he shared this idea with me, I'm like, I've never done anything like this before. I didn't know how to build the business. But the cool thing is we have a proven system. I call it a leadership factory because our events and some of our events literally get thousands and thousands and thousands of people. We just finished an event in Charlotte, funnily enough. I just saw there was someone in Charlotte on the webinar. That had quite a few thousand people at that event. And we as a company believe very much in building people. One thing that my mentor always said, if you build people, people will build freedom. You were present, the one in Charlotte. Awesome. DQ, I wish I knew who you were, DQ, but maybe that's a code for something. So, guys, this is the heart of our company, is building people through events. And our next big event is actually going to be, well, depending where you're at right now, depending where you see this, if you've seen this from in Europe, our next big event is in Florence on the 9th until the 11th of November. It's going to be in Vegas for the US market, or North and South America. We also have an event in Africa, in South Africa, in Asia, literally all around the world. And this gentleman that you can see here on your right, Mr. Marcasetta. Mr. Marcasetta, to give you an idea, he's been in the industry of network marketing for over 35 years. He's that qualified in network marketing that if you were to spend one-on-one time with him, he charges $5,000 an hour, minimum 5 hours. And believe me, he's worth every penny. Now, we get him for a whole weekend for a few $100s. $609. Now, I don't know about you. Personally, I spent a lot of money on my own university education. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of things that I learned at university. For one thing, I studied marketing and tourism at university. Nothing to do with the job that I got. I was doing the marketing for Warner Brothers when I graduated university. And the stuff they taught us at university don't even apply anymore because we didn't have social media when I studied at university. So I spent all this money learning something that I could not apply later on. But life education is on a completely different level. So what our company found is that the people that go to our trainings consistently make an average of 5 to 10 times more money than the people that don't. For me, that was enough. And literally in the first 12 months of joining World Ventures, went to my first training by myself, little bit of results. Then when I started taking my team with me, I took a handful of them. The team started growing. Then I took about 12 people from my team, September 2009, and 4 of them ended up being the right people. That means they were hungry and they were teachable. Through those 4, we put in 5,500 sales within 6 months in our organization. Now my organization is growing about 1,200 people a week right now, all around the world, not because I'm anything special, but because of the training of the company. So one thing I always highlight to people, guys, proof is in the pudding. Stavros and Katerina is literally one of our top income earners in our organization. Tens of thousands of people in the organization. But I'll tell you the interesting thing is that Katerina was the one that saw the presentation first. Stavros really didn't believe at the beginning, but she saw the vision. She got started, and when she started making money, that's when Stavros started paying attention. 2 of them partnered up together and now literally have impacted so many lives around the world, including Romania, one of our fast-growing markets, and attracted the leadership of Razvan and Jetta. I'll tell you what I love about this amazing story is that Romania, the average salary is $400 to $500 a month. So the goal for a lot of people is a stretch because it's a 1-month salary. And how many people do you know that live from paycheck to paycheck? That sometimes an unexpected bill comes in and they struggle. Imagine in Romania with the salaries being so low and the economy not being in a good state. But one thing that my mentor always said to me, he goes, your obstacle is usually your opportunity. If there's something holding you back from doing the things you want, is usually the reason why you must do something about it. Razvan was not in a good financial place. That's why he was hungry. He got the money together, partnered up with Jetta, who had the money but had no time. The two of them broke the record for the fastest growing people to get to the highest level in the company, 18 months, and they still hold the record in Europe for the fastest so far. And guys, here's what it comes down to. The person that invited you is just excited to share this idea with you. And you've got a couple of options. You can just choose one of the memberships that you want to do, either gold or platinum, or you can also add the business on top if you're in a situation where you need something more from your life. My recommendation is, if you're going to make a decision, I always recommend making a decision fast. Whether that decision is I'm ready to rock and roll, or whether that decision means it's not my time yet, either way it's cool. But one thing that I know from our system is that our system works first come, first served. So let's say you were to get started tonight, and we got quite a few people watching this from a few different countries. I don't know how many more guests your friend has on this webinar right now. But let's say you said yes first. And let's say your friend had also invited a guy called Bob, and Bob invited a bunch of people tomorrow, because actually I'm doing another webinar in 90 minutes. And let's say Bob invited some people to the next webinar, and a couple of them got started, but because you said yes first, whatever Bob does, you get to benefit from. Now, if let's say you get started tomorrow and Bob gets started first, then what would happen is that because he takes the next available position, you get placed underneath him. I'm not here to put pressure on you guys. I'm just here to explain to you how the system works, because when people sometimes understand this, they realize that, you know, sometimes time can cost you. Now, all it comes down to is, well, as soon as this webinar finishes, or as soon as this video finishes, your friend's going to look at you and go A, B, or C. A, I'm all in. I want to travel. I want to make money. My recommendation, get booked for the training as well. Or B, I like it, but I've got some questions. Once again, my recommendation is get your friend to help you answer, get your questions answered. But of course, they might actually even need to call somebody. I'm happy to help as much as I can to get any of your questions answered, and to help you make a decision whether you're going to be A or C. C is you like it, but it's not your time right now. No problem. Thank the person that invited you. And if you do think of somebody, because I know that there's a bunch of you when you're watching this webinar, you're probably thinking, oh, this person loves to travel, and that person's open to the idea of making something extra happen. You know, if you think of people like that, but you feel for whatever crazy reason, maybe it's not your time, at least connect them with your friend, because, you know, we can maybe make a difference in one more life. So guys, thank you for taking the time to be on this webinar. I look forward to meeting you on one of the beautiful beaches around the world.